Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. So because I'm Sagittarius, I like to see what's going to happen too. Of course, you know, we take these readings as spiritual entertainment, first and foremost. But sometimes, you know, you might be able to get a message. You know, the first card is the High Priestess, so that resonates with me. I love these. These are the Wild Unknown Tarot cards. I really love them. It's just that, and they're like matte. They're not like glossy. The only thing is, and I've had these a while, sometimes I have to like struggle to lift them up. And I think with glossy cards it's a little bit easier. So the heart of the matter is the High Priestess, and some Sages may need to really start becoming more in tune spiritually. And this is a passive card. This is about going within. This isn't about like even necessarily going to a yoga class. I mean, you can do that, but that's not where you necessarily will find the answers that you're looking for. It's about that saying, be still and know. And there may be a particular issue that is kind of making you want to tune in this way, or in general, it would just benefit your life because maybe you've been very active. For some of you, you may, because of Jupiter being in Sagittarius, be very active out in the world doing things, and perhaps you need some balance in this area. And even people that don't identify as being that extroverted or that you're that active in the world, perhaps you're still not channeling your energy in this type of direction, and it would really benefit you for whatever reason. Let's look at the past position. Well, in the past position we have the Sun card, which is wonderful. I notice in this deck it looks like the sun imagery of the Wild Unknown Tarot deck is almost like a vortex. And in Abraham Hicks material, Law of Attraction material, you know, they talk about getting into the vortex. And I always was like, because I had never read exactly what that was. And even now, because of the material I've read, I don't think I've ever heard a direct definition, but I saw something online and I think it kind of means something along the lines of, you know, the womb of creation perhaps, or this, you know, getting into this place where you can manifest from. And so whatever that means for you. But in order to get there, there has to be the aligned beliefs. And with the sun, we're talking about things that are positive and creative. And this could be like, for those of you who are creative, maybe you've been neglecting that part of yourself. And the High Priestess would be in alignment with that, because spiritual matters are, to me, connected with creativity. I'll never forget when the late Wayne Dyer would say inspired and in spirit, and combine that. And so creative inspiration does seems like it comes from a spiritual place. And also the Sun card can be about love. It's actually all of the good things in life. So it's in the past position. So I'm recording this in late January. So I'm hoping that we have some really great thing happen maybe on the last day of January, that we go into February with a real wonderful attitude. And the Sun card is about healing, about confidence, creativity, children, love. And so how do these two cards connect, the High Priestess and the Sun card? Well, the High Priestess is really not about other people. It's about you and your higher self. And the Sun card can involve children, even, you know, like if you've been wanting to have children and things like that. So whatever it is, if it's a love interest with the Sun card, whatever is going on, there is still the need not to lose your head and to just kind of run off with somebody, but to like do something different this time. If this is a new relationship, and really just pace yourself and allow yourself to, at the same time that you're beginning a new relationship, allow yourself to feel a sense of connectedness to your own spirit, so that no matter what happens in that relationship, there's no disconnect with yourself. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, the Sun card connects to Leo, so it might have something to do with that lunar eclipse in Leo, that it's really affecting you. Your natal chart is going to be different. You know, when I talk about astrological timing issues on YouTube, I'm referring to either your solar chart or your natal chart if your rising sign is Sagittarius. But, you know, if you're tuning in and your sun sign is Sag, understand that your natal chart, Leo, could be anywhere. And so something may have happened that is making you more philosophical. Or it's not just philosophical, it's more like mystical. You know, it goes beyond philosophy. To me, philosophy is how to live life, but mysticism is how to tune into finer energies. And they transcend this world, obviously. So, yeah, so let me just continue and we'll see what we got here. And we have for the higher message, the Two of Cups. I did get some of these cards in another reading in different positions. This is a card of perhaps some kind of reuniting with someone or making a commitment to someone. Yeah, so with this card in the spiritual position, I definitely would suggest that if you have somebody special in your life and you would like to have a committed relationship, that you are really seeing the relationship for what it is. If you believe that this person is somebody that you could live with the rest of your life, then that's awesome. But if you notice things about this person that kind of bother you, then don't brush them off. The High Priestess is really, to me, about being in touch with the things that are not necessarily open and talking, you know, that the two people are talking about, or that you're even acknowledging to yourself sometimes. It might be, you know, sometimes people are in denial. But this can also be about forgiveness, that you need to forgive someone even as you proceed in a new relationship. And this could be like if you have met somebody new, that you're still attached to somebody that is from the past, and you're hoping you can get back together with somebody else. So it can simply be that this is the soulmate you're waiting for. But if other factors don't cooperate with that, you have to be willing to see things as they are. The High Priestess is kind of, to me, reading between the lines and kind of seeing if another person is really representing themselves in the way that they should, or if they are trying to pretend to be something they're not. We have here the Temperance card, which is in the challenge position. So sometimes this can mean either, you know, this is kind of what I said earlier. you know, going too fast, imbalanced, perhaps, you know, throwing caution to the wind and just getting too excited about something without, you know, getting to know that person. It can be that you're dealing with someone who has an addiction. In some cases, this may be related to you. If there's something that you need to let go of in February, Sag, don't be afraid to do so. It can be any kind of habit. It doesn't have to be alcohol or anything like that, but it might be something that clouds your judgment. It may be something that prevents you from having physical well-being to the utmost level that you deserve, and that you need to really, maybe this is more than just a physical thing. Maybe this is a spiritual issue, and that's why the High Priestess is there, is because you need to tune into why you feel compelled to do whatever it is. The Sun card in the past position could indicate the beginning of a healing. You know, the Sun card can be a card of healing, and maybe you've started the process, and it's kind of started with your thoughts, and now it's moving to the physical, and now you realize something is out of whack. What is coming in is represented by the Son of Cups. I don't know why they put the, it looks like they put a comma there, which makes my skin crawl, because that doesn't belong there. That's kind of a funny thing with those grass coming out of a cup. Okay. So the Son of Cups is the Page of Cups. Oh, no, it isn't. It's the Knight of Cups. And this is an offer. This can be, you know, I'm starting to wonder if this is more of a, you know, like those first cards, if this is a love situation, that this may be more of a crush that you have on somebody that you haven't really declared. And maybe with the Knight of Cups, they come to you, and it's like, you know, you have been attracted to them, but you haven't made a move, and maybe this is somebody that you've already been with in the past, and that's why the Two of Cups is showing up in the spiritual position, or that it, you know, with the spiritual position, it could be saying, you know, that this is a match for you spiritually. If this is a work situation, I'm thinking that there is some connection to art and mysticism. So this could be a profession, being a tarot reader, being an astrologer, doing something along those lines. And, you know, with the Temperance card in the Challenge position, which, by the way, the Temperance card connects to Sagittarius, it's possible that you are not having a balanced idea about this line of work, and maybe, or any kind of creative pursuit. Sometimes people have an unrealistic idea, and they think, oh, you know, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just immediately be successful. And you might have to kind of plug away at it. If you're doing something for the right reasons, even if you struggle, it's worth it. Because you're not only helping people, but you're doing something that you feel called to do. And it can be very frustrating when you do something and you feel like, oh, it's not received by so many people, you know, and you feel like, oh, it's not good enough because of that. And I want you to think about maybe music that you like, or a book that you like that is not, you know, mainstream, or everybody knows about it and it's so popular, and yet it means the world to you. And maybe, like, you know, there's like a cult around it because only certain people appreciate it. Well, that doesn't make that less valuable. It just makes it something that the lowest common denominator may not appreciate, but that doesn't mean anything. So if you feel called to a creative career, or a career that has to do with what the High Priestess represents. And maybe it's just something like crystals, you know, selling crystals or something. And you're feeling like it's not taking off right away. You have to have faith, and with the Knight of Cups, sometimes there might even be like an offer, or people starting to, you know, one by one, people wanting to do it. Maybe one particular person who wants to help you. The other thing too is that the Knight of Cups can be this romantic relationship that I think the Sun and the Two of Cups also echo. And the outcome is the Two of Wands, and this is a card which, again, you know, I noticed that I had a couple of twos here. Now, the High Priestess is the number 2 card in the Major Arcana, and then we have the Two of Cups, and now the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of even sometimes relocation, you know, but deciding whether or not the person wants to stay where they are or go somewhere else. And so with the Wands being career oriented, you might be thinking in terms of what is best for your career. Where will I thrive career wise? And it might have something to do with what it is that you want to accomplish. And but you may have other things that are keeping you here. Maybe you have a new relationship. So the Knight of Cups could be an offer. Maybe it's like a job offer that you find so tempting. Even if you're doing your own thing, you might think twice about it, because perhaps it's something that appeals to you on a certain level. And with Wands, sometimes there's freedom involved. And so it's not like you're going to feel tied down, because that's another thing that Sagittarius is adverse to, is any curtailment of our freedom. So I think that overall this is a really nice reading. I think also with the Two of Wands, you might be deciding between two people. And it's possible that the Temperance card, if this is another Sagittarius or somebody who has some kind of problems with moderating their life in some way, that you realize that you have outgrown the relationship and you have to chart new territory. And definitely fire energy is expansive. So this may be the time when you feel you have to strike when the iron is hot. Okay, Sag, that's what I have for you. So in any case, if you'd like a private reading, most of my readings are astrology based, and they take into account your natal chart and different topics. And you can check out my online store. The link is below. Take care. Bye.